Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Every Which Way. This is Dana, and it's been a pretty good week, all things considered. I hope that you all enjoyed that really long episode of Sabbath Spooks where I had my friends Helen and Kate on. I know that we had a blast recording it, and yeah, I just hope that you all enjoyed it and that you wouldn't be opposed to maybe having guests on in the future for different stuff. So, but yeah, how's everyone been? How was your week? Did you have a good week? Did everything go the way you wanted? Was work all right? Y'all doing okay? Y'all, taking time to self-care and all that good jazz? 'Cause that's really important. You definitely need to do that. I had a pretty good week. I did have off the 30th and the 1st, so that was nice. I only had a 3-day work week, and this coming week I got a different position at my job, so I'll be training in that for a month. So yeah, all around I'm doing pretty good. I got a nice little candle going. I went to Target a couple weeks ago, and they had these 3 little Halloween candles, the ones in the tiny jars that's labeled Stinging Nettle, Deadly Nightshade, and White Snake Root, and I have the White Snake Root lit right now, and it's pretty good scent. And I also have some lemongrass rope incense going as well. I've got 1 rope, but now I'm going to light another one because I enjoy the scent. There we go, yes. Someone gave me fire! Alright, there we go. Yeah, so what are y'all doing right now? You relaxing? You doing some chores? You washing them dishes? You washing them clothes? You making yourself some food? Oh, food, I need to eat. I'm so hungry. What are you drinking? I haven't eaten yet. What are you drinking? I have water with me. I haven't been drinking all that much water, which I should be because I was just sick and I'm still a little congested, but still, been trying to drink more water. I went to, yesterday, just to let you know I'm recording this on Sunday, so Saturday, I went out with some friends to celebrate a birthday at Olive Garden, and I love me some Olive Garden. They are so darn good. Ugh, just love it. Before I went, I did stop at the bookstore, and I picked up a book, go figure. It's titled The Witch's Guide to the Paranormal by J. Allen Cross, and I'm going to be reading that. I already finished the foreword and the foreword, and I'll be starting on chapter 1, and it just jumped out at me. So yeah. So what am I going to be talking about today? Well, let me tell you. I'm going to tell you right now. So originally I wanted to talk about spirit boards, but I was not feeling that topic. I'm not going to lie, I wasn't feeling it. And I've kind of been a little bit low energy, personally. I don't know if anyone else is feeling that way. I don't know if it's coming across in the recording now. Hopefully it's not, but I've just been kind of low energy, and I do think that part of it is because I was just sick. But also this time of year, the fall into winter is a good time to wind down and to kind of rest and recuperate from the spring and the summer. But I like to, okay, real talk, I also do have anxiety and depression, and sometimes the depression hits and I just lay down like a sack of potatoes, knowing that I have stuff to do, like I have research that I want to do. I just sometimes don't do it because that's how it works. And sometimes it's a little hard. And I think a lot of you can relate to this when you have these moments of low energy, or when your depression or when your anxiety kicks up, that you don't feel like doing much of anything, and then you feel bad because you feel like you not doing something means that you're not a good witch or a good mother or daughter or partner or anything like that. And I want to first say that you are. You are a good witch. You are a good mother. You are a good daughter. You are a good aunt. You are a good wife, girlfriend, whatever. You are. You are good just because you have these moments that, kind of in a way disable you from enjoying life and doing what you want doesn't make you any less of a witch, doesn't make you any less at all, doesn't make you any less of a person. It's just some things that we go through. And I think a lot of people go through them more often than not. So what I wanted to talk about today was a few daily practices that one could do if they so desired, if either they're like just low energy, if they're I don't know, has some sort of disability, like a mental or maybe even a physical, or if you're just busy, like maybe you have a few kids and your spouse or your partner and you work and you're constantly on the go with something. Here are just a few things that I thought that would be nice to kind of, do. And they're very, for the most part, they're very, like, low energy. It doesn't take a whole lot of effort. I mean, it can if you want it to, but these can be like a minute or two. They could be longer, like 5 or 10 minutes, or even maybe just like 30 seconds, whatever. But I just want to talk about a few kind of easy daily witchcraft practices that one could do just to keep a little of that witchcraft alive and in your life, and just keep that magical spark going. So the first thing I want to talk about is drawing a card, either a tarot card, an oracle card, a Yu-Gi-Oh card, a Pokemon card, whatever. Like, just sometimes doing a daily draw is good. I know I personally, like this past week I haven't, but I do like to pull one card and just kind of see how I do it. Is I'll wake up and I'll take care of what I need to take care of, like bathroom stuff. I feed the cats. I'll make myself a cup of tea, maybe get a little bit of something to eat, and I'll come up to the spare bedroom and I will sit down in my chair and I will pick a deck. Usually it's one of the ones that's immediately on my desk, and I will just shuffle for a minute or two and I will pull a card, and that'll be kind of like my thing that I have to reflect on or think on every day. Going down the list, because I do have a legitimate list, meditate. I personally do struggle a little with meditation because sometimes it's hard for me to quiet my mind. Most of the meditation that I do, I do in the shower or in the bathroom. When I'm taking a bath, not when I'm in the bathroom doing the thing. It's usually like when I'm in showering or bathing. That's when I prefer to do it. But then that's only because I like to go for a longer periods of time. I did try to meditate like 5 minutes every day, and I know that part of me wants to, but it's just a little difficult for me. And I think there are different ways of meditation, and I know that, but I think for me personally, doing those longer ones every once in a while, and I do them like once every week or two, so it's something that I do frequently, just not daily, but you can even take like a minute to just kind of clear your mind and just sit in the present, or even like color. Sometimes people use coloring as a sort of meditation. And going in with that, lighting a candle. Just picking up a match or a lighter and just lighting the candle and just staring at it. Maybe when you light it, you're sending a soft prayer or acknowledgement to whatever deity you work with, to spirit in general, to your ancestors, or just, I light this candle as a, I don't know, as a representation of myself for the day, or whatever. It's really easy. One thing that I do every day is whenever I put sugar into my tea, I stir with intention. So, what does that mean? Well, if, like, the past 2 weeks I've been sick, after I would put a little bit of honey or sugar in my tea, I would stir it counterclockwise, and I would focus on banishing the physical illness, or helping to banish any physical ailments or stuff like that. And you can do this with tea, coffee, whatever. Heck, if you drink water and you use like a cup that has a straw, you can do it with a straw too. But it's just kind of putting your energy into it. And when you do this, if you want to attract something, you want to stir it clockwise. If you want to banish something, you want to do it counterclockwise. That's what I do, and that's what I've read and have been told. So, yeah, and you can, like I said, you can do it with pretty much any drink. I like to do it with my tea, because I am a tea fiend. I love me some tea. If any of those things aren't something in your ballpark, or maybe you want something else, you could ground. And there are different ways that people like to ground. I like to, whenever I think of grounding, I think of going outside on my back patio and literally just putting my bare feet into the dirt and just standing there and just letting all of my pent up, like, energy, frustration, all of that, just letting that seep down in, like, kind of like the ground is slurping up all of the little nasties that are in my body, in my energy, in my soul, and just slurping it up like it's a nice milkshake. On the kind of opposite side of grounding, I have cleansing, and there are a number of ways that you can cleanse. Grounding, one might argue in a way that grounding is a sort of cleansing in and of itself. But you can also do this with herbs, like using herb bundles to cleanse your home or your aura. You can also do it with water, of course. Incense, really. If it's a windy day, you can go outside and just let the wind, like, spread open your arms and just let the wind cleanse you of all the gunk, Or heck, even maybe like holding a particular crystal that you associate with cleansing, or like a herb in your hand, even salt. Whatever you find helps you cleanse, that's something that you can do. And the one thing that I love most about witchcraft is that it's very personal. So you can do literally anything, and if you're like, I do this as a way of cleansing, that's valid. Like, if you want to, I don't know, play hopscotch and that's your way of cleansing yourself, I don't see any issue with that, personally. I mean, there are other things, other tools that you can use to help, like, again, with the herb bundles, with the water, sprays. If you can make yourself a spray, or put some oil on you to help that. That's also legit. Speaking of incense, lighting incense. Along with the tea, something that I like to do every day is just light a stick of incense. I have incense all over the house, I'm not going to lie. I seriously have incense holders everywhere in this place. But one of the things I like to do is pick a particular incense and just kind of roll with it for a little while, either until I want to change it up or I run out of it. And I'll just, every morning, after I'm done feeding the cats, because if I don't feed those cats, almost as soon as I wake up, they get very antsy, adorable little ones. But I'll light a stick of incense, and I'll just waft the smoke up into my face and just inhale it, and just take a nice deep breath and release it, and that's my thing. Continuing down my list, and I do have a nice long list, is give offering to spirit or ancestor. And anything could be an offering, like going with the incense. You light the incense and you say, I light this incense for spirit, for ancestor, or for whatever deity you work with. And that could be their offering. Same with a candle. You could, if you want, you can light a candle and say that the candle is for deity, spirit, ancestor, etc. Even leaving, like, you make something, say a tea, and you just pour a little bit into a tiny little cup or something, or even a little bit of breakfast. Leave some breakfast out. If you work with herbs, you can pick a particular herb, whichever one sticks out. Maybe it's your favorite. Just put a little bit on a space. If you have pets, preferably put it out of their reach. I know that cats are jumpers, but I like to keep the spare bedroom closed where I live, so whenever I leave offering, they don't get on it, because some plants that may not be harmful to us are harmful to them. So you want to do your research and make sure that you don't leave it, whatever offering that could potentially be toxic to them, in their reach. Let's see, maybe even, I don't know, you go outside and you see like a little flower or like a little dandelion, you pick it up and you're like, this, I will give this, and I will offer this to my grandmother who loved this flower, or to Apollo who I am working with, or whatever. Even little chocolates. Like, I know Halloween just passed, and I got like a huge bag. It was 250 pieces of candy. Maybe even one of those little candies. Just be like, unwrap it or leave it wrapped, whatever. And just be like, this is for you, ancestor, spirit, whatever. And then after your day, when you're winding down, just throw that away or dispose of it how you would. If you do offer salt, please try not to dump it outside on the ground, because salt has the bad habit of destroying soil. So maybe don't do that. Do your research, though. Breathing exercises. You can do breathing exercises for like a minute to 5 minutes, however long you feel like. Just breathing in, breathing out. You could lay down, you could sit, you can stand up. You could do it for however long. And kind of in correlation to breathing exercises, yoga. I know that there for a little bit I was doing yoga, and I haven't for a while. I really do want to get back into it, because I want to be a little bit more flexible. But just doing simple yoga positions. I forgot the word. Yoga positions for 5 minutes, maybe, if you want. A really easy one to do, the corpse pose. You're literally just kind of laying down like a corpse. And that one's really easy. And there are a lot of other easy ones out there, I think. You don't have to like bend your back and twist yourself so that your nose is touching your butthole. You don't have to do that. There are a lot of easy yoga poses to do. And just Googling them is a real efficient way of finding them. Journal. Wake up and just maybe write a sentence or two, or however many you want, after you go through your routines, whatever you do, and just journal about something. Maybe journal about a dream that you had before waking up. Or maybe journal about something that you want to accomplish in the day. Or wake up and, you just want to say that you're grateful for something. Like, I'm grateful for being able to have bedroom slippers so that my feet aren't cold whenever I get out of bed in the morning. Something like that. And it doesn't have to be long or detailed or overly dramatic or anything like that. And it can just be like a sentence or two. It's totally up to you. Open the window and let in fresh air, and let the fresh air come in and kind of cleanse your home and your space and you. I know that's kind of, in a way, could be considered witchy, but I think that anything done with intention is witchcraft. Like, if I'm going to light a candle and I'm doing it with the intention of offering it to Demeter, that's witchcraft to me. And I think that opening a window and letting fresh air in to kind of cleanse the space, take out all of the gunk, you know what gunk, the stagnant air, and just replacing it with something nice and fresh is a form of witchcraft, is a practice, and a legitimate one. Wash your face with moon water, or like lavender water or rose water or anything like that. And you can make moon water by sitting water out underneath the moon and just saying that this moon water is to be infused with the energy of the moon. Maybe even read a few pages of a book. But it doesn't have to be a witchcraft book. Just read a simple daily thing. I mean, I think since this is witchcraft, like, something to do with that might be more appropriate. But again, like I said, if it's done with the intention, that's what I think witchcraft is. At least that's a very large basis of mine. I don't see why that couldn't be. But yeah, read. And it doesn't have to be a whole chapter, because I know that depending on the book, some chapters can be quite long, but just read like a couple pages, maybe even a page, for however long you can, or only read for a set amount of time. Something like that, something easy and not too difficult or hard. And there we go. Okay, everything's fine. Sorry, I had a little issue. Go outside. Just, you know what? You don't have to. I know that in the northern hemisphere, things are starting to get a little chilly. You don't have to go out barefoot. You can go outside. Just go outside. Sit outside if you have a chair out there, or if you just want to plant your cute little butt on the solid ground, go for it. And, you know, if you don't want to sit, you can also take a walk. Perfectly fine. Being in nature and just enjoying it, and spending time in the fresh air outside, and even if you're just in grass and you don't really have any trees, also valid. Maybe have a moment of silence to honor as a form of offering for spirit ancestor deities. Sorry, I meant to put that with the give offering, but my list was kind of weirdly written because I'm a weirdo, and I forgot to put that in there. Cleanse or charge your crystals. And this is something that you could do. Do make sure that you research. That way, your crystals, you don't want to get certain ones wet. I'm pretty sure, if I recall correctly, that crystals that end in ITE can tend to dissolve more when in contact with water. And of course, there are some crystals like galena that have a little bit of lead, and if in contact too much, could possibly be toxic. So do your research on some of the best ways to cleanse and charge your crystals. I personally like to cleanse them via moonlight and smoke cleanse them as well with different herbs and stuff. And I like to charge them. And how I do that is I just hold whatever crystal I have with and kind of siphon my energy into it with a certain intention. That's how I do it. Some people like to charge them via sunlight, or cleanse them via sunlight and charge them via moonlight. All valid. And with the crystals, even just holding one in your hand. For example, like say you woke up or you've been having a rough time with self-worth and trying to really care about yourself and self-care, pick up a rose quartz and just hold that in your hand and kind of think on that and meditate on that for a minute or two. Set your intention for the day. So let's say that you work, I don't know, a 9 to 5 job at such establishment, and you wake up and you're like, today I'm going to learn something. I'm going to learn something, and that's going to be my intention. It doesn't have to be something really hard. Oh no! Ambulance! Sorry, ambulance just passed by, and I have the mind of a child. But yeah, set your intention for the day. Wear a specific color. For example, and my go-to is usually black. Black is a good color for banishing and kind of protecting, stuff like that. White is good for purification. Blue is a good one for insight and wisdom, stuff like that. Purple is really good also for kind of psychic work and stuff like that. And I will go over colors and the different things that are involved with them, but that is another one. Check on the moon phase, and not only that, but look up daily astrology or horoscopes. I know that there are a lot of different apps and sites that do daily horoscopes, and not all of them are great, but there are some that if you do look up, they'll give you a pretty good depiction of what your day might be like based on your sign or on the different positions of the moon, the planets, and all that good jazz. Choose a herb to cook with. So this one I did for my kitchen witches out there. I do like to cook. I don't often have the energy to do so, but when I do, I do like to put intention into the herbs I work with. And this one is kind of like I have an asterisk beside it because sometimes you don't really want to cook or do elaborate dishes. But if you do, and if that's something that you do daily, maybe like choose a herb for a specific thing. Rosemary is kind of a good all-around. It has its specific uses, but you could also substitute it if you don't have one for a certain purpose. Dance or sing or hum or drum or make music or whatever you choose. Something like that. Just 5 minutes or however, maybe you just pick a song and you want to have that as offering to whoever you work with, or maybe you just want to dance to some tribal music, or maybe a really witchy song, or a song that makes you, puts you in the mood for just raising your energy, or hum, or if you have like an instrument or like a little drum, maybe do that. Roll essential oil on your skin, and I do this one with make sure that you're not allergic or have any adverse reactions to the oil. If you need, use a carrier oil like olive oil or something like that to do that with. Just make sure that you're good with that. But yeah, I like to put some lavender oil on, and I just sniff it, and that just helps kind of calm me down, and in a way that kind of helps ground me. Lavender has always been my favorite of the herbs, one of my favorites, one of my go-to. I like to use it in a lot of things, and whenever I need just to take a moment, I just like to open a bottle and either just put a little dab on the back of my hand or just sniff it right from the bottle. That came off wrong. Draw a temporary sigil for the day. So maybe you're sitting down and you're like, I'm gonna do a little doodle. That could be your sigil or your word for the day, and you can decide what it means. That's entirely up to you. Write an affirmation for the day. So maybe, I don't know, one of the things that I like to do, and I do this with my tea. It's one of the things that I've been doing here a lot. It's when I'm stirring my tea, I will think and softly say sometimes, I am enough, I deserve happiness, I love myself and my body. Something like that. Just a daily affirmation, a daily chant, a daily saying, something that's not going to be too difficult for you to be able to remember for the day, something that brings you confidence, happiness, comfort, whatever. It's totally up to you. And the last one I have is choose a specific color of makeup. And this goes kind of in a way hand in hand with wear a certain color, but I know that I like to wear black lipstick a lot. I'm not usually a big makeup person, but I do enjoy wearing a good lipstick, and I like to wear black. I do like a nice good ruby red. That one I like to wear when I am trying to get like really hyped up and passionate. I do occasionally wear blue, and that is to be calm and tranquil. And these are what they mean for me. And purple, I like to wear purple to kind of help heighten my sense of awareness and my intuition. But that's just me. So yeah, that's the list that I have for you. I hope that I hope that this wasn't boring or anything like that. But I wanted to do something because, again, like I said at the top of the episode, I've been feeling kind of a little off, and sometimes just doing a little thing every day is enough. You know, sometimes it's just enough to light a candle and stare at it for a minute in silence or something, or just give a tiny little bit of toast to spirit, or do a daily minute meditation. Now, I've got my Wild Woman Rising Oracle deck that I'll be doing a draw from. And I don't know if you've been able to hear, but I've been kind of shuffling it while recording. So I'm just going to give it one last shuffle. All right. And the one that we have today is, it's the very first one. It's Howl with Fierceness. And the artwork is beautiful. It is a lovely Native American woman with a feather and a nice pelt of fur draped over her. And she's standing before a full moon. And there's a white wolf in front of her. And she just looks like she is ready to kick butt. And I absolutely love that. And I love that that's the card that I pulled. All right, now, before I close out the episode, let's bring out my little book of topics and see what the next one's going to be about. Just going to give a nice little, this one. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. That's interesting. So that'll be a good one, I think. That'll be a very, very good one, I think. All right, I want to thank you all for taking time out of your day to listen to another episode of my little podcast. I greatly appreciate everyone that has taken the time to listen to me ramble on and on sometimes, and not always great about topics, but hey. I would love to hear what are some simple daily practices that you guys like to do. Do you like to light candles? Do you like to wash your face? Do you like to, I don't know, prance around and dance and hoot and holler? I would like to know. Please tell me, because I like to learn, and I like to know. And witchcraft is a very personalized practice, and we're all different. So Before I go, I do want to let you all know that I do have a Facebook page. It is the Every Which Way Podcast on Facebook. If you guys want to go over there, I sometimes post on there. I'm not gonna lie, social media has not been a main focus for me the past 2 weeks, but I've kind of been sick. I have an Instagram, and my handle on there is Witch of the Gathering, back when this podcast was called Witch of the Gathering. I also have an email. It is everywhичwaypodcast at gmail.com. So send me an email saying, hey, I like the show, or hey, your show's mediocre, or hey, your show sucks, or just whatever. Send me a spooky story if you want. If you would like me to read it on a episode of Sabbath Spooks, go ahead and send it. I would love to read them. I want to thank you all yet again. I hope that you guys all have a magically wonderful Monday, and I will see you amazing witches next episode. Bye bye.